welcome. I'm Daniel, and this is Zodiacs. For those of you that have been watching around for a while, you know that sometimes I'm by myself, and sometimes I have this handsome guy next to me, Mr. Richard Wayne Kilgore II. How you doing,
Hello.
sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Let's not lie, because we were just talking before we went on. We both just woke up. Hi, Kira. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Joseph. Welcome to the show. We've moved to 6
Welcome, guys.
o'clock, but we were just both talking. We've just both woke up from a nap, so we're not completely there. Just
Maybe we're more connected to spirit than ever because we just took naps. Maybe this will be the best show ever.
Isn't the way it works sometimes? It's like, oh, yeah, whatever you say. Spirit.
Exactly.
Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year. Wayne, how was your holidays?
The holidays were wonderful. They actually were really great. I think it was a great way to end 2022. And I know everyone always talks around this time of the year of the upcoming year and wanting it to be great. And I do feel great things coming for this year. And I think that it's funny too, because I saw a meme recently that said, sometimes stuff from 2022 gets a little left over in January, and I think that's entirely true, especially with this Mercury retrograde that we're still in. We still have about 5 days left of it, so it's been, I think, a little bit of a challenge for everyone. But happy Friday the 13th, by the way, too. Am I breaking up? Oh no.
I'm gonna check my system. I heard you breaking up, but maybe it's my side.
Mercury retrograde. I know everyone blames it for everything, but technology.
Doesn't it? For everybody watching, there we go. For everybody watching, if you've been a friend of the show for a while, you know how this works. Those of you that are new, thank you for watching us. I want to welcome everybody who's watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. If you do me a favor, share this on the page so that other people can watch along with you. If you're watching us on YouTube, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new show on the channel. Is it me that's breaking up? I think it's me that's breaking up.
Maybe it's both of us.
I'm going to look at the comments in a second. All right, if you are new and if you are returning, scrolling down at the bottom, you can see for you to be next online, just say me, and we're going to take turns between Wayne and I, so you never know who you're going to get. So all you're going to just type me. If you're inclined to and would like to tip or donate, there's the Venmo and the Cash App is scrolling also. And do you want to start this year, Wayne? We said hi to Kira. Say hi to Charlie. What's up, Joseph? Elizabeth's here with us today. Yeah, it's good. Joseph, let's do this first.
All right. Let me shuffle some cards for you, Joseph.
Meanwhile, I want to remind everybody, if you have not seen my 2023 predictions show, go check that out. It's on whatever channel you're watching on right now. You should be able to find it. I make predictions for all year, for all the signs. You get your lucky number for the year, your color for the year. You get, I think it is me that's picking up. Sorry about that, guys. You get your number, you get your color, you get the archangel assigned to you this year. Not your guardian angel, but the one that's helping you throughout the year. I think when you start, I'm going to go plug in my my ether line because I'm breaking up. But
That'll probably help.
On camera, and then I'll be right back.
Awesome. All right, so Joseph, hopefully you're going to keep hearing me. We'll blame Mercury retrograde, like I said. Totally makes sense during times like this. So I pulled some cards for you just to kind of see what energy is going on in your life currently. And right now, is the Knight of Swords. So this tells me that you're currently in a period of really being focused on communication, really mastering communication, going out and doing, making making your thoughts known, communicating with others. However, I will also say, not just from the cards, but with this Mercury retrograde, you've probably been challenged over the last couple of weeks with this period of Mercury retrograding. It slows down communication, and really, with it being in Capricorn, it puts in focus the systems that we have in place in our lives and the ways we go about accomplishing what we're going after. So I would say you've probably been feeling some challenges with that. And the card that's crossing your current challenge is the King of Wands. So this would tell me your challenge right now is really about creativity. It feels like you're having a challenge with making things, being created, having passion behind what it is that you're doing. And along with that, more masculine energy. The theme for you right now is the Emperor reversed. So you have a lot of masculine energy going on right now, a lot of trying to go out and do, make things happen in the physical world, and that may be challenging you, especially during this transit with Mercury being retrograde. Recent past affecting your present is the Ace of Chalices, so it tells me there's a new emotional beginning that happened for you recently in the past, but you're still diving into the depths of what this means for you, and there's a potential, I feel like, an invitation emotionally to go after something more of what you are wanting to accomplish, but there's still a lot of unknowns to you and things that you're not sure about how to go about doing those things, and it feels like you're a really practical person where you need to figure out and plan down to those details of, this is my next step, this is my next step, this is my plan B if this step doesn't work, so that we can continue moving forward from there. So with this new inspiration you're having, give yourself some grace and understanding that you're learning something new. It's something that you are excited about, and there is that need to want to do things well, but you only get to do things well by practicing and doing, which is the energy that you also have going in your life currently with all that masculine energy. Future influences affecting your present is the Ace of Swords reversed. So this tells me there's still going to be some delays with communication. There's going to be some challenges for you with that communication, but the important thing for you is to acknowledge that you're excited about this process, you're excited about this potential change, and don't be afraid of the unknowns that pop up. There is a lot of, there's security for you in moving forward in what you're wanting to accomplish. And in a way, I think this is interesting because I think this is really related to career-wise, but you have the Lovers as your outcome card. So that tells me that what process that you're going through right now is one that is challenging you now, but I think that over time you're going to really fall in love with this process, and this shift that you're wanting to make is going to be successful for you. You just need to not be so hard on yourself and saying that you need to be there already.
Sweet. We got that, Joseph. Next, I'm going to do Elizabeth, and then Kira, you're going to be with Wayne. For Elizabeth, number one, one thing that's happening, it's all these memories from the past that's popping up that are really haunting you. And that's affecting your crown chakra. It's not that you are going crazy or why am I going through all these things. Just right now, your memories are taking over. In your today, it's about communication. Make sure that you're using, it's like, Elizabeth, use your words. But I feel like the first thing should be communicating with yourself and speaking with yourself. And what are you saying to yourself? Because it matters. If I'm mean to me, then I'm going to be mean to other people. So be kinder to you. In your tomorrow, pay attention to your confidence. This has to do with the way you're talking to yourself and the memories. Some of the difficulties that you're having moving forward, particularly when it comes with your throat chakra, it's because of the memories. And the memories are the things that people used to say to you. All that negative stuff that you step on, that's from the messages that were left behind from other people. Now, your spirit is working on lifting your self-esteem, and your heart is working on staying grounded. Again, like Wayne was saying, it could be right now the retrograde that your mind is just wandering, but it's wandering into old memories that are stopping you versus memories that will help you move forward. Get those voices out of your head, and this goes for everybody. Get those voices out of your head. If they don't help you move forward, they have no place in your life. And then finally, what you need to work on is just your imagination. For those of you watching, imagination can do one of two things. We can imagine our life in the what if this happens negative, and hey, this could happen in my life positive. So let's go for the positive. Again, some of these memories that are lingering in your brain that are stopping you from staying grounded, they're blocking your imagination and your creativity, and they're messing with your self-esteem and your confidence. But it's about the way that you talk to yourself that's going to make that change. And again, I feel like you're talking to yourself in a negative way because that's the way it was taught. It's not necessarily coming from you. So go back and let go of some of those memories. I hope that helps. Next, we got Kira.
Kira, awesome. So, Kira, I will say that really what's at focus for you on the forefront right now is your career, physical needs being met, and moving forward with here because you have a lot of pentacles in the spread that I pulled for you. And right now, you're kind of at a crossroads in that you now is the seven. I'm sorry, the blur is not working here. It's the 7 of Cups. So that tells me that there's a lot of options for you, a lot of choices right now. At times this can be exciting when you think, oh, I have a lot of options, I can choose the best deal. Or are there times where this card comes up and it's really about like, there's too many options and I feel like none of them are fitting for me and I don't know what I want. For you, I feel like it's the latter, that there are a lot of options and you're not quite sure which one holds value for you. Nothing is really jumping out at you, and there's kind of like they all seem the same offer to me. The card that's challenging you or crossing you right now is the 9 of Pentacles. So that would tell me that you're at a point in your career where you've really mastered where you are up to this point. And I think that's why you're kind of in this place of not knowing, in that, you know, you haven't been at this point. It's kind of been clear cut for you to a degree of getting to this place as opportunities arose. It seemed like, yeah, that's the right direction. That's how I want to move into this next. But at this point, I feel like you're at the point now where there's real freedom possible in your career, freedom to make more money, to make decisions on what you do on a daily basis, and feel like what you do has a more direct impact on the things that you want to do. So that's definitely great to have this card here. However, there is some frustration here around it. For your theme, you have the Page of Wands reversed. So that tells me that you're waiting for the universe, or you're waiting for a message to tell you what the right thing is to do, what feels right, what's going to happen. And the fact that it's reversed tells me that it's something that you have to decide. I feel like there are a lot of paths that are options for you, even though at this point it feels like they're all the same and they're going to lead you towards something unknown and potentially not great for you. I will say it feels like everything that you've built up to this point is really giving you the ability to, whatever path you choose, you will find success. Coming from the past to the present, it's the Page of Pentacles reversed. So that would tell me that in your recent past you were feeling like you needed this shift, you need this to happen. And with your present influences, it's the 2 of Pentacles reversed. So Pentacles all over the place. And it tells me that you're not quite sure what direction to head. Know that wherever you're heading, future influences is the 7 of Wands. So it's been an uphill battle for you to get to where you're at this point, and I think that's why maybe you're wanting to make sure you're making the right decision of which path to choose going forward. However, know that no matter direction you head in the future, things are going to be easier than before. It's going to be less challenging because for you, 5 of Wands reversed, it's been quite a battle for you in your career, especially I would say in the last couple of years. So just know that the time is right for you to utilize all of the things that you've learned up to this point, and it's okay for you to kind of take some time and decide as an outcome for of Pentacles what it is that you really want to feel and achieve on a daily basis. There's going to be success with you no matter what, but just know that whatever you choose, you have the skill set to be successful.
Awesome. Next, we got Charlie says, Gwen Stefani has a song called Breaking Up. That's for you, Daniel. Thank you, Charlie. Well, Charlie's next, and then Captain JT is next after this. So for Charlie, number one, this is about your morals and your standards are being challenged right now. This could be where people place your things in your life. If you just feel like some things are not the way they're supposed to be, and it's going away the way that you think, particularly when it comes to utilizing your words. So if something's bothering you, this is a good time to speak up about it. Number two, something's messing with your joy, and this is messing with your balance right now. So there are people, elements that are messing with your joy, and what is messing with your joy? It's time to say goodbye to those people. What this does is, in your root chakra, it affects your stability and what you stand on. So not only is it throwing you off, it's messing with your happiness, and it's causing you to really question people's motives around you. Next, it's in your spirit space, your mental health is being affected. So all these connections and disconnections are affecting your stability when it comes to your mental health. So pay attention to that. Don't let anybody, and this goes for everybody watching, do not let anybody mess with your mental health. If a person, place, or thing is causing negative thoughts, it's time to reassess that relationship. This what does, Charlie, when it comes to your heart, it messes with the connections. First, the connection with you, and then with others. When people mess with your head, when people mess with your joy and your emotions, they put in doubt our own connection, and they put in doubt whether we are worthy of friendships or love or attention. And Charlie, you totally are. And then finally, what we need to work on is your emotions. Gotta keep those emotions in check. And it's orange. So this is your sacral chakra and throwing those energies off. So what it tells me is your standards are being questioned because it's messing with your joy and your stability. And this is also affecting your mental health, particularly when it comes to connections to people, places, or things, and the way that affects your emotions. So some things are just not right. People might, what's the word, gaslighting? People might be gaslighting into thinking that it's all in your head. But I'm telling you, from what I get, it's not. There's real energy out there that is throwing you off, and you need to acknowledge it. I hope that made sense. We got Captain JT, and then Juan Rodriguez is next after that.
Awesome. All right, so Captain JT, I see that there has been some challenge, some issue with you, and I took my blur filter off, so I'm sorry for my background, but you'll get to see the cards now, for the most part. So you now is the Five of Wands reversed. So this card is really all about conflict. You can see there's 5 figures here who are battling it out. No one's really winning. No one's really making progress on their own. So I would say that really the situation you're dealing with, to me, it feels tied between career and personal relationships. That's kind of the two energies that are coming in for me with this spread that I pulled for you. And like I said, there's turmoil there. It feels like there is turmoil, and really feels like a sense of your community has shifted, has changed. Either your values have changed, or more so you've realized your values more and realized those around you aren't reflecting those values either. And with that, I think it's really making you question your relationships with each of those people. The challenge for you really at this time is the Seven of Pentacles. So what this is all about is continuing to invest in yourself, continuing to invest in the things that make you thrive, that make you wake up and be excited to address your day, and continue moving forward from there. I know there has been a theme of, here's the Empress reverse for you for your theme. So I would feel like you have built a career that is strong and solid that can continue to support you. However, with it reversed, it feels like it doesn't give you the same excitement that it is, and maybe because of that former reason with the people that you have been working with, it doesn't vibe with them the same way. It doesn't do the same work that you've been doing in the past. And in the past, coming up to the present for you, you have the Emperor. So that would tell me that you've really tried to do what you can to continue to maintain the train, so to speak. Everything that you've built, everything that you've put into motion, you've really been trying to do everything you can to go out and make it work and make it continue to work. And even still now, your current influences is the Knight of Swords. So now you're really trying to fight the mental battle of how do I continue this process, how do I continue moving forward. And what I would guide you to say is future influences is the Nine of Wands. And this card, it's unofficially, I like to think of it as don't lick your wounds. So because of the challenges that you faced with the people that you've been working with, I feel like there's a bit of a bad taste in your mouth. And because of that, it almost makes you want to swear off working with people altogether, or it makes you really want to start doing a serious vetting process. But what I would say, if there's a catalyst, I feel like there's a person or persons that have caused this kind of conflict amongst your group of people, co-workers, friends. Like I said, it's kind of meld between the two of them. But what the best thing you can do is to mourn that time is no more, that the times have changed, there's no going back, and it's really a time for you to embrace what you still have and not allow yourself to be too focused on what you've lost. Where the universe is guiding you is telling you also, let it go, move on, move forward, speak your piece, say what you need to say, and then move forward. And know that there's a sense of wanting to be celebrated in your community, and with where you're at now, I feel like the focus needs to be on focusing on yourself and really knowing that you've done the work that you can. You've really tried to drive yourself forward in the best ways possible, and because there was these undercuttings, because there was these influences that you weren't necessarily aware of at the time, it's made it more challenging for you to move forward. But don't get bitter about it. Get smarter, and know that when you set an intention to move forward with people that are like you and in the same mindset and have the same goals as you, the universe will naturally start letting these other players shift their way out of their life. So there you go.
Sweet. I hope that helped, Captain JT. And thank you for subscribing to our page. We appreciate that. He's a new subscriber to our YouTube page.
Oh, awesome.
Juan Rodriguez, welcome to the show. For you, sir, starting off in your yesterday phase, this is all about the healing process that you're going through. I know you want to be done with this. You want to be at the end of the healing, but there's still some more healing for you to do. So just be patient. What you need to do is just stay grounded. Make sure that you have your feet on the ground. Know that you are doing for those of you watching, healing process is going to take us to some tunnels. And sometimes in the midst of the tunnel, the darkest part is where we want to give up. But remember, it's a tunnel, not a cave. You don't get to stay in there. So for you right now, Juan, it's about working your way through the tunnel. Just stay grounded and know that you're doing this for a higher purpose. Get creative. Get creative in the way that you're going to come out of all the situation. The way that you got through people, places, and things is not probably going to work this time because we're working with bigger issues. So just get creative in the way you're going to do it. Also, work on your patience. All good things take good time. You don't plant a seed today and get the fruit tomorrow. It takes a while for that tree to grow. So, Juanito, just take your time. Don't let go of your dreams. Keep focusing on your dreams, particularly all that crown chakra. Stay connected to the universe, to God, to the world, and keep focusing on your dreams. Just because we get older or things change doesn't mean we have to let go of our dreams. We might have to adjust part of the dream. We might have to let go of certain things and put things in place, but you can still go for the same thing. So be patient. That's all I gotta say. Be patient on that. And the thing that we need to work on is intimacy. I don't necessarily feel that it's being intimate with somebody else. I feel like it's those moments with you. For everybody watching, sometimes we get scared processing our thoughts, our own thoughts. And raise your hand if our own thoughts scare us sometimes. Particularly when we're going through the tunnels. Yeah, when we're going through that tunnel and you're alone and you feel lonely and it seems like that light at the end of the tunnel is so far away, we're so afraid of talking to ourselves because all those fears pop up. And at times we feel like saying, I hate this, I don't like that, I don't want that, is going to stop us from reaching our dream. But if you don't acknowledge what you don't like, you can work on what you like. I hope that made sense. But it's about moving forward. So for you, as you're going through the healing process, keep focusing on your dreams, stay connected to yourself and be intimate with yourself. Be patient, stay creative, and above all, stay grounded. That's what's going to help you. Don't let your brain take over too much. I hope that made sense. Right next, we got Lisa, and then Kristen is after that.
Awesome. So, Lisa, I pulled the spread for you, and it looks like you have a lot of a focus around creative energy, and I think how that kind of funnels into career, finances, and material needs being met. Interesting, we already had a few cards pop up over the last few spreads that I've done, but we have the Page of Wands present for you, and it's reversed, representing you now. So this would tell me that you're waiting on inspiration. You're waiting on a message from the universe, message from someone coming through. And on top of that, the card that's crossing you is the Knight of Wands. So you have the Knight and Page right next to each other, and that would also tell me that you're not only having you're not having inspiration flow to you, but then also you're feeling like you want to be creating, you want to make things happen, and they're not. That's what's challenging you at this time. So know that the retrograde is definitely something that can play into that, especially that feeling of time extending, not feeling like you can make things happen. So you're not alone in that, and I feel like you've definitely been burning your gears, but the best thing for you to focus on, and the theme for you right now, is the Eight of Pentacles. So it's really understanding that you've worked very hard up to this point to get yourself to this point, and with that being said, you've built that foundation so strongly that even during this period of what feels like a slowdown, a stoppage, a halt, you still have work that you can continue to focus on. You've built everything out very strongly. So even though things are feeling challenged right now, know that you do have the skills to continue forward. Recent past affecting your present, also another card we've had a bunch tonight, the Five of Wands. So that would also tell me, not just for you, but everyone that I've read that's had this card, I think everyone that I've done so far, it really is, there's a lot of conflict out there, and the conflict is at focus. And it's conflict where we feel like we can't make progress no matter what decision that we make. For you, know that this card is in your recent past, so this influence is shifting, and now for you, current influences, is the Emperor reversed. So with that being said, there's more energy of feeling blocked, of feeling like whatever I try to do, whatever I try to make happen and move forward with, it's continually blocked, and you're not able to make progress with it. So my guidance to you, I'll kind of give you a jump to the end, and then we'll finish our way, go back and go through. But your outcome is the High Priestess, which is all about dream work. It's all about the unknown. It's about subconscious. It's about using your intuition. So this really is a time for you, instead of trying to go out and make things happen, especially over the next week, I think it's important for you to take time and just sit and be with yourself. Talk to your higher power. Talk to your guides. Talk to your higher self. However you feel a way to connect with your highest potential, I think now is the time where you need to start focusing on that, instead of things not happening the way that you want them to, because you're really trying to push and force and make things happen, and the universe isn't letting it happen. But if you really do take the time to just be in your presence and not try to make things happen, I feel like there's going to be some really big understandings and wow moments for you, where you're going to make some huge progress, because future influences coming into being is the Magician, which is all about manifesting something from nothing. It's really about being able to take focus and take the wheel and being noticed in being able to create what it is that you're wanting to create. So again, instead of trying to really force and push the square into the circle hole, set everything down, go into the other room, and just put on some music and allow yourself to be. You're really focused on feeling like you don't have all the tools to be successful with the next step of what you have going, but the universe wants you to know that you're the one that's saying that you can't, and therefore that's why you're not making that progress. So that's why I think the universe is really guiding you to go back towards looking to your own truth and being comfortable in your own energy and not trying to push things, so that way you can let that self-judgment go some, and in doing so, you're going to really find your way to continue to bring this abundance into your life, in your career, in your material needs being met, which overflows into all those other aspects of your life. So really pay attention to your dreams, connect with your intuition. If you have oracle cards yourself, I would say every day pull a card, meditate on it, and see what comes through for you.
Straight. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to get Kristen, and then Gabe will be next with Wayne. But let me go to
Awesome.
I thought it said me, but I'm going to read for you, Kristen. So, number one, Kristen, focusing on our joy. Joy seems to come up a couple times today. Focus on your joy. What brings you happiness? I'm going to dare and go in the direction that you are focusing too much attention on what makes other people happy, and you're leaving yourself behind. So what makes you happy? Now, and then second, support system. What is your support system? We all should have a personal and a professional support system. You do you go, Kristen, when you need to vent, when you let to blow off steam, when you need to celebrate? Because not everybody is up to accepting our positive or negative energy. Find that support system. Like, for instance, I know that if I want to vent, either happy or sad, I can call Wayne, and all Wayne can do is just, sometimes it's just sit there, listen, let me go through it. So for everybody watching, who is your go-to person? We should have at least 3 people in our lives. If you don't, we need to reevaluate those friendships. Number 3, focus on your wisdom, Kristen. You are way smarter than you think. And some of that wisdom that you have is going to get you to the next level in your life, both personally and professionally. Particularly right now as you're setting your goals. What are your goals? And we just had 111 and 112. Perfect days to set your goals. But don't worry, it's Friday the 13th. So go set your goals today. What do you want? And you should have a personal and a professional goal. You should have them separate. What do I want to be when I grow up? And what do I want for myself as I get older? They should be 2 separate. I know some of you are workaholics like me and our goals get mixed up. But we really should have them separate. And then manifestation. Perfect. We were just talking about yesterday and the day before being days for manifestation. But don't worry, folks. Friday the 13th, just energetically, what do you want? And we can't just manifest, I want a car, I want a house, I want a better job. What do you really want? Now, you're going to say, Daniel, does the universe give me 100%? No, but we're going to get as close as we possibly can to what we really want. Just be very specific on your choices. And then finally, connecting to your higher power. Your higher power can be God, the universe, the world, life. Man, the higher power can be that cookie sitting in front of you right now. Well, I don't have a cookie, but it's in the kitchen. But what is your higher power and what do you want? So what it tells me is that in order to find your joy, you need to find the right support system. They're going to help you find your wisdom, particularly those words of wisdom that you share. It reminds me of Truly from Steel Magnolias. What are your goals? It's time to manifest what you want, but look at your higher power, look at the universe, and look at God and what direction do you want to go. And this is only if you pray to God, so that's okay. Let's see. Kira said she's still here, so we did get her. She said, yep, that thinking, I'm going for all subjects in my area. Good. She said, thank you. And then, Gabe.
Perfect. All right. So, Gabe, interestingly, I think that there's been some type of shift change, some type of relationship change for you in your life. I'll explain a little bit further. So you now is the 9 of Swords reversed, which is also known as the Nightmare card. So with that being said, usually when someone gets this card, there is deep grief, very big challenges being faced. Sleepless nights can be represented by this as well. So there's been something that has occurred that is bringing you into this kind of like dark night of the soul. With that being said, recent past affecting your present, it's the Chariot. So what this would tell me is there's a decision made recently, and it feels like it was a decision about relationship with someone. It could be intimate relationship, it could be friendship, business, something that was an integral relationship for you. And there was a decision that had to be made. And the decision that was made is one now where it's really making you own your emotions and how you feel, and really the intuitive side of things too. I think that you're coming into a better understanding of yourself because of this shift and this decision that you've made, even though in a way you're suffering through it with the Nightmare card. Your current challenge that's facing you is the Page of Wands. So there's some type of message you're wanting to receive or waiting to receive from the universe. Again, pages, lots of pages tonight. And this one, with it being about wands, is all about wanting action to occur, wanting creative energy to come through, and wanting to feel inspired, wanting to have that fire burn strong. So with that being said, I feel like even though there's this nightmare energy around you and there's this sense of grief that's enveloping you, the theme for you right now is the Empress. So what this tells me is there's still fulfillment and abundance in all forms, not just material needs being met, but your material needs, your physical needs, your emotional needs, your mental needs. Everything is is around the theme of being satisfied. So I think that this decision that you've made was very challenging, but it's one that you finally came to and understood that it needed to occur. You needed to be able to be confronted with this decision. You needed to make this decision, and you needed to move forward. The hard part for you is future influences is the Three of Wands. So this is really all about feeling like you're able to make the trek, that you have all the tools that you need to be successful. But with this being reversed, it's the opposite for you. There's a sense of feeling like, I've not been in this place before. I'm not quite sure exactly everything that I'm supposed to do to be able to move forward and be successful. But again, know that you have the Empress energy as your theme. So that tells you that everything is going to be good from a fulfillment standpoint, from a being able to make sure all your needs are met. And then some. Where you're focused right now is the Two of Swords reversed. So this would tell me that you're really focused right now on the things that have held you back, the emotional decisions, the long-holding beliefs. There's probably some type of trauma, probably some type of childhood trauma that you've recently acknowledged through this, that this was really the end of a karmic line. This person or this situation that you've decided, I'm no longer going to be involved with, it's a healthy decision for you, and it's one that's made you look further into what type of things am I running off of belief-wise that are no longer serving me. What the universe is providing you in this situation is justice reversed. So I feel like in this situation, it feels like you really were slighted, that you were taken advantage of. And with that being said, it feels as though there's no justice. It feels as though there isn't some type of, we need to see this person brought to justice. But with that being said, they're going to have it in their own way, in the way that fits them for their best journey, for their best healing journey. And the same for you. You would not be able to look at these things, these darker challenges that you're facing within yourself, if you had not come across the situation. So even though it feels like there won't be justice for you in this situation, it's both working out for your highest good, and it's working out for their highest good. The best thing that you can do going forward is your outcome card, which is Temperance Reverse. So it feels like it'll probably be a little bit of a challenge for you at first, but it's really about integrating the new beliefs that you're putting in place, because you're kind of challenging and throwing out those old beliefs, and allowing yourself emotionally to connect with those beliefs and feeling like things are happening to do you good, instead of things are happening to challenge you and make you stronger in a kind of negative light, if that makes sense. But you've made the right decision. Now it's just time for you to readjust, reset your expectations for how you move in life going forward.
I changed my microphone. I wonder if y'all can hear me better now.
It does sound like it for me, and hope probably for them too.
Okay. And somebody mentioned that when you shuffle, it cuts me out. Stop
I'll mute my. I'll mute it.
How dare you? Brody says, thank you, Jennifer. I mean, we're calling for Jennifer Estrella. Where are you? You're missing the show. Captain JT says, appreciate your time. I don't know how it's so true. Thank you. Spot on. Aww. I am moving forward. I mean, with a name like Captain JT, what else can you do but move forward, Captain? Move forward. So I'm going to get Magdalena, and then Rosie is with Wayne.
Awesome.
So I should have been shuffling that. All right. Magdalena, ¿cómo estás? Hace mucho que no te saludo. How are you doing? It's good to see a lot of familiar faces on here, and some new ones. All right, Magdalena, for you, number one, in your yesterday, it's all about the silence. It's all about like that quiet time, all that downtime that you had that you probably didn't like, all those moments where you felt like nobody was paying attention, or you weren't even talking to yourself. And we've all had those times when we're not communicating correctly with us. But I feel like for you, for the silence was just all this time where your message was not getting out, where you're not communicating with people, particularly when it comes to your higher power. Your higher power came up upside down. So were we not connecting to the universe? Were we not connecting to God? Did you kind of forget that they're out there for a little bit, and that's why you were being so quiet? And this was messing with your emotions. It's throwing your emotions off balance. And yes, not having something to connect to can mess with our balance, and it can stop us from wanting to talk to anybody. Now, let me clarify. Sometimes people say, Well, you've been quiet for too long. You haven't connected with me. I haven't talked. Sometimes it's good to disconnect and just leave everything alone for a little bit. It recharges your battery. So disconnecting is not always bad. Now, your spirit is concerned about your health at the moment. So what is it that you're not paying attention? What is it that you're not focusing on? Go to the doctor if you have to go to the doctor. Finally, your heart is about communicating. This could be part of that silence. Your heart is being a little, it's blocking things out. So it's not connecting with other people. But I'm going to clarify this again. Do we always have to be 100% connected to people with our hearts? No. Sometimes you can disconnect a little bit and just so you can recharge your batteries. But you have to reconnect. You can't stay there. A lot of people end up staying in those dark spaces, and that's when it gets bad. But I've known you, Magdalena. I know you for a little bit. Like, you can reconnect. Just you got to reconnect with that energy. And then finally, it's your perspective. I feel like some things that happen didn't happen exactly the way that you think they did. And this is why it's affecting the way that you connect to yourself and then connect to other people. So just be aware that it may just be the way you're seeing things that is not completely the way it happened. I hope that makes sense. So as you are in your quiet time, this is a good time to connect to your higher power so you can balance your emotions and focus on your health. Communicate with people around you exactly how you're feeling so that you and their perspective can change, and it'll help you along the way. It's just I feel like you're not being completely honest with yourself, so you're not being completely honest with other people. Very different from lying. Not that I'm saying you're lying. You're not like you're just like, okay, I'm only gonna say this much. But sometimes what we don't say affects people a lot more than what we say. So I hope that makes sense to you. So we did Magdalena. Here's a message from Dave. Lisa says, definitely. Loriana, hi, baby. After my time, I'm calling in. Yes, please join us. Remember, every Friday, 6 p.m. We change the time from 5 to 6. So join us every Friday, 6 nights Eastern. And there's Rosie.
All right, Rosie. So very interesting spread that you have popped up for you today. Starting out, we'll just start right with the You Now. You Now is the Wheel of Fortune. So typically this is a great card to have in this position, in that it represents that things are in your favor, things are flowing for you, that it feels like things are continuing to move forward. The interesting thing that makes this the interesting spread for you is the card that's crossing you is Death. So there's been some type of huge change that has occurred in your life. And in this case, given the other cards, I'll kind of cover those as well. This may have been the death of a person, someone that was important to you, or the end of a relationship with a person, that's someone that was integral to you. But there's definitely something that has occurred that things will never be the same that they were previously, and there is a sense of mourning and a sense of feeling like there's been challenges, and this is kind of just the tipping point. And if anything, there's a release after this point. But with that being said, there's still a long process of grieving, being able to acknowledge the situation, taking the gold from the situation, leaving the rest, and being able to step away from it and move forward unencumbered from the situation. With that being said, the theme for you is the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So this is tied to also your material needs being met, feeling like you have the ability to meet your physical needs, there is a sense of loss there as well. So there's been a loss of some type of relationship, and there's also been a loss in value because of it. Recent past affecting your present. The reason why I believe that there's some type of person that's tied to this loss, or potential someone that you've lost, is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is all about past memories, looking back with fond memories on old memories with ancestors, with grandparents, with parents, whatever those influences may be. So recent past affecting your present. There's been a lot of focus on your past, a lot of focus on your memories and how those things affect you. And interestingly, coming into your current influences, you have the Ten of Wands, which shows that you're overburdened, that you've taken on too much, that things aren't happening for you now because you can barely carry the weight that you're lifted. So the fact that there's this change that's occurred, I would say this is tied, and this really is the opportunity for you to say things have changed. There's no going back. So now, knowing that, what can I lay down in my life? What beliefs can I lay down? What behaviors on a daily basis do I have that I can lay down that will make shifting into this new level of reality that you're coming into easier to bear to a degree? Because I do feel a sense of great loss. But with that being said, moving into future influences, there's kind of a fear around, well, what happens next? What happens if I do accept that this has finally happened and occurred and I lay those things down? There's a fear of where do I go and what's waiting for me. And there's a sense of, in our bodies, the fear and excitement, they're the same thing, but the difference is how our mind perceives it. So if we can see it as fear. Typically that's how it comes up because that's how we're built in our nervous systems. But if we're able to tell ourselves, no, this is excitement. This can be excitement. There's new beginnings that are possible for you. There's a new way to move forward. I would say that's a great practice for you to start thinking, is if you're coming from a place of fear, or you're suddenly waking up in the morning and you're feeling kind of hindered and stopped in your tracks by fear, allow yourself to take a minute and see, is there some excitement that I can shift this vision into? What you've been focused on is the Four of Wands reversed, which is really all about celebrating. So what this would tell me is, and again, the fact that it's reversed, there's celebration, but it's more of a celebration of life, or it's a celebration of the way that things have occurred. And I will say it's very rare. I feel like maybe not even any time that we've done zodiacs, I don't tend to immediately jump towards, oh, there's been a death with the death card. I feel like that is what a lot of people think and see, and I think it's a little bit of an overused trope. But with that being said, I really feel strongly that this is something that has occurred, so that's why I'm kind of speaking to it in that way. And what the universe is giving you in the situation is new emotional beginnings. So there's ways for you that you'll be able to move forward and experience even more of a depth of emotion and appreciation of your life on a daily basis, because what's occurred, and that's what the universe is directly delivering to you. So the guidance from the tarot is the King of Cups, and your outcome is the King of Swords. So what this tells me is going forward for you, there needs to be a balance between your mind and your heart and the way that you make decisions, and not letting one rule over the other, because I would say it feels more so like your mind tends to rule over your heart. But you need to make both. You need to make them both consultants in your life towards what it is that you want to accomplish, and have them be the ones that help you to drive yourself forward, instead of letting them drive it and feeling like you're either being too emotional or you're not seeing the situation realistically enough. But know that this shift has happened for a reason, and I think that once you accept that reality, things will be a lot easier for you to accept and move forward from here.
Hope that makes sense to you, Rosie. I've got Michael, and then Kaylee is with Wayne.
Awesome.
So Lisa said, on point. Wow, on point. Thank you so much. So in case you didn't get that, you were on point there, Wayne. Hi, Michael Shepard, and the card telling me, yeah. So for everybody watching, one of the cool things that happens when we do these kind of readings is that since you're all here, there's going to be cards that will cross over from one reading to another. So maybe what we said for Lisa can resonate with Michael. So definitely watch the show from beginning to end, because you might get a lot more messages than you think. So I'm going to go with Michael. Michael, for you right now, I feel like what's affecting our yesterday was the stability. This could be physical, mental, or spiritual. Am I in the right place? Am I with the right people? Am I doing the right thing? And this is about the stability that's affecting your life. Why is this important? Because stability can affect our self-esteem, and our self-esteem is connected to our solar plex. So this affects the connection to me, my happiness, my intuition, my gut feelings. If you're not really connected with you, can you really trust the direction that you're going to go into? And your self-esteem can affect our intimacy. Again, if I'm not feeling comfortable with me, I can't connect with me. Therefore, I can't connect to other people. How it affects your spiritual space is having compassion with yourself and with others. Stop being so hard on you. If you wouldn't put those standards and those limits on other people, why would you do them to yourself? And sometimes, and again, raise your hand if you agree. Sometimes we are a lot harder on ourselves than we are on other people. We expect 100% perfection, and it's not possible. And then when we don't meet those levels, we start our self-esteem starts wandering, and then that's when those words come up like I'm not good enough, I'm not worth it, I'm a fraud. Oh, what is it? Imposter syndrome. Hello, right here. So if that's something that you're going through, it has to do with those. So get creative. And this goes for everybody too. If you don't like the people and places and things in your life, and if you don't like where you are physically, emotionally, and mentally, get creative and change it. Nobody can change things for you unless you want them. Somebody can come with you with $1 million, and unless you want to change the direction of your life, that $1 million means nothing. Nothing. And then finally, this is all about control. Control. Janet Jackson just popped into my head. But this is all about control of the things around you. I'm gonna give y'all a little inside tip or hint. Out of everything that happens in our lives, we can only control about 20% of it. And most of it we can either influence or accept. So Michael and everybody else watching, of the 20% of the things that are happening in your life, how much of it can you actually influence, and how much do you have to accept? Because the rest of it is so out of your control, but yet we want to control it. It's like right now, the rains. We have no control over the rain. So we either accept it or we influence the outcome of how things are going to happen. So Michael, for you, is your stability right now is being influenced by your self-esteem, which is affecting your intimacy and the compassion you have for yourself. If you don't like where you are, get creative and take control of the things that you can change, and that's going to affect the other things. So get creative, Michael, and I hope that helped. Ashley says hello. Hello, Ashley. Michael says, oh, better. The sound sounds better. Good. Shaylee, yes. And then Alexis, you're next after that.
All right, Shaylee. So it looks like you are in a very interesting situation. Right now, you now is represented by the Eight of Wands reversed. So this would tell me that you're in a slowdown. You're in a period, most likely, again, influenced by Mercury retrograde, as that does tend to slow things down. But for you personally, I feel like this impact is much more present. And it really feels like everything has kind of just been slowed down. Nothing is really moving forward. You're having a lot of challenges with moving anything forward. There's definitely some career aspects here that are at play. But I also feel like relationship-wise, that's kind of the two things that are coming up with this spread for you. With that being said, the card that's crossing you is another page, lots of pages tonight, the Page of Cups. So what this tells me is there is a sense of wanting a message. You want the universe to come forward and speak and say yes or no, or you want a definitive answer. And I will say this isn't the time for definitive answers, especially with Mercury retrograde. It's the time to relook at, revise, take a look at things that have already been plans that are in place. And then once the retrograde is done and we go direct, then that's the time to start taking that action again. So as with someone else, I think probably 2 readings ago from tonight, I think this is a really good time for you to just be, to allow yourself not to try and make plans, to not say tomorrow I'm going to wake up and do X, Y, Z to make these things happen. Instead, tomorrow wake up and spend the day with you as if you're a stranger to yourself and say, you know, what would I normally do when I wake up and go to get up? Okay, I'm going to change that. I'm going to sit and think about how do I feel, and if I had the choice, I'm going to wake up every day, how would I prefer to start my day? Or what kind of tool would I want to use to wake up to say, okay, you know what? I want to do something different with how I start my day today. But this really is a time for you to get curious with yourself, as JVN, Jonathan Van Ness, would say, and really understand the deeper emotional motivations for you, because the time slowed down for you for a reason. The theme for you right now is the Two of Pentacles reversed. So it tells me that there is some career aspect to this of being able to make your material needs be met, but also career-wise that there's some type of uncertainty, some type of challenge that you're facing. recent past affecting your present is the Wheel of Fortune. So coming into the situation, I feel like what this card is telling me is that generally things have been good for you, and it feels like you've stepped into this sudden like time void, and you're no longer able to move forward. So that energy is still present with you. However, it's also on pause. Everything's kind of been laid on pause, and this is your time to kind of take a step back and do some homework on yourself and do some homework in understanding yourself better. And by doing so, current influences, you're going to have a better understanding of what it is that you want, the boundaries that you want to maintain in your life. And with your future influences, Two of Wands, which is reversed, it gives you an idea of what you want to put out into the world. Instead of, I feel like right now you're really in reaction mode, and you've been in reaction mode for quite some time. So this is a good opportunity for you to take a step and influence your day rather than kind of being a piece in the day that's planned out for you by your past self, so to speak. With that being said, internal influences, what you're focused on right now is the Three of Pentacles reversed. So there really is a lot of focus around wanting people to recognize the work that you've done, getting recognition for the work that you've done. And while I feel that you have done good work, you're asking for recognition from the wrong people. The person you should be asking recognition from is yourself, and being able to value that. So I feel like there's been a lot of agendas that have been pushed on you for quite some time. And what the universe wants you to realize is you get to choose. You get to make those decisions, but you have to take the time to slow down and realize the operating system and the beliefs that you're operating on a daily basis. And the universe is giving you that time now. So it almost feels like time halted for you. And now it's like, okay, well, shove this problem in my face and shove this problem about myself in the face. And it's like everything's coming forward, and it feels like the universe is kind of piling it onto you. And I'll say that because you have the Ten of Wands as well. But really, the universe is doing this so that you can really decide what is it that you want to carry and move going forward. And the outcome for you, which I think is a great lesson, however, it is challenging, is being able to understand, sorry, computer is making noise, being able to understand that you're the one who is in charge of how you are perceived. You're the one who perceives yourself in those ways as well. So don't put so much focus on what other people are expecting of you or what you want to accomplish and getting that recognition from others. This is the time for you to put yourself first. Make it a council of one of what it is that you want to look at on the daily basis and what you want to accomplish, and then move forward from there. Don't let other people influence your decisions right now.
All right, so we're gonna, I'm gonna take Alexis. Can you stay a little bit longer, Wayne?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we got Alexis, which I'm gonna do next. Then Jacqueline, Jennifer, and Martha. So we've got, after Alexis, we've got 3 more people. I'm sorry, Rosie. Rosie Olivares is next with Wayne. Then I'll do Jacqueline, you do Jennifer, and then I'll do Martha. Okay. So Alexis, for Alexis, how are you doing? First of all, in your yesterday, all the health issues that popped up, all the things that are altering your body. We're not doctors, we're not counselors, we're not therapists, but the energy that feels is like your body is changing and altering. And I feel like today you're working on the strategy of how you're going to make some things work or happen. There is physical strategies, mental strategies, and spiritual strategies. And I feel like you're kind of like, how am I going to make these things work? What do I need to make everything work? But some of the memories that, pardon me, some of the memories that you have are going to help you through the process. Pardon me. The focus on the good memories of the situation that happened before to help you through this process. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like some of the good memories will help you overcome the health and situations now. Also, in your spirit, the control word comes up again. I feel like your spirit wants to control. You feel like you can control your emotions and your feelings. You're like, I'm not going to be sad. I am not going to be. But the memories are the memories, and they're going to do whatever they need to do to process. And for everybody watching, emotions are not always bad. We don't have to control when we cry. Trust me, I have tried. But then all of a sudden you see a commercial with the rose and you're just bawling like, why is I so sad? It's because your emotions were waiting for the right thing to just trigger them. And sometimes letting go and letting other people be the strong ones is not so bad. In your heart, just be more compassionate with yourself. I feel like you're being a little tough with you right now. No, you don't have to be tough all the time. Raise your hand if you do want to be. I definitely do. Like, I don't want to show emotions, but sometimes we gotta just be a little compassion, show a little compassion for us. Again, I'm gonna say what I said earlier to somebody else. Why do we treat ourselves harder and tougher and with higher standards than we would some of our friends? Sometimes we got to cut ourselves a break. And then finally, you do have the support that you want. This is what's happening around you at the time, the energy, and it's all about the support system that you have around you. Uh, Trust in them, believe in them, allow them to be part of it. Are they going to do everything the way you want and perfect? No. But they're going to do it the way they can because they love you. So you got to accept that. So as your health changes are happening, you got to put some strategies in mind. Some of the memories are going to come and haunt you a little bit. Remember that you don't have to control everything. And the way you express yourself makes a big difference. And count on that support system to get you through. I hope that made sense. Magdalena said, thanks, it made sense. Rosie, we're doing good. Thank you for joining us. So I'm doing Rosie, and then, I'm sorry, Wayne's doing Rosie, and then Jacqueline, you are next after that.
All right, Rosie. So it looks like you are also in a period of pause and timeliness. However, the core of it for you now is the Eight of Swords. So it tells me that the situation that you're in currently is very much related to self-restriction. It's related to the way that you see yourself, and it's the way that you hold yourself back, the way that you blind yourself from seeing what you actually have in front of you. So there's a lot of self-restriction that's currently at focus for you, and your challenge is the Four of Swords. So you have the Eight of Swords and Four of Swords. With Four of Swords, it's really about being able to take time out to rest from battle. That the war is still going on. There's still battling that needs to be done. But for you, the best thing that you can do to hone your weapons, hone how you're going to address this once you're done with this respite, is being able to allow yourself to see where you restrict yourself. Allow yourself to see where you hold yourself back from doing the things that are best for you. The theme for you right now is the Two of Cups, which is the unofficial Lovers card, and it is reversed, so it tells me there's some type of relationship at focus for you. I will say a lot of the self-restricted ideas that you have about yourself, they are implanted from yourself, but I feel like they're influenced by others. So with that being said, whoever this either intimate relationship is, friendship, someone that you hold very close and dear as like a confidant, they are definitely related to what is going on. And I think it's important that you recognize their motives as well, because I feel like there have been seeds that have been planted for you that have in a way further restricted you and your self-restriction and the things that you're going through. So I think it's important to take a look at that and see what motives that other party may have had. Past influences affecting your present is the Ace of Wands reversed. So this would also tell me in your recent past, there's been kind of like a fizzling out. There's not that fire there when it comes to yourself, your self-view, and how you view your relationships with others. So in your recent past, there's been kind of a deadening of that energy. But with your present influences, you have the Three of Wands. So it tells me that in this process of taking some time out, and even though you're feeling challenged by it, you are on the right path. You have the tools that you need to be successful, and it is the right time for you to continue to move forward, more so unencumbered from the beliefs of others and letting yourself make those decisions. And as you move forward, future influences affecting your coming into being is the Seven of Cups, which we've also had earlier today as well, which is all about having multiple choices, having multiple options. And for you, it feels like this is welcome, that there is excitement to be able to decide, and that no matter which you choose, whatever opportunities arise for you, that there will be forward momentum and forward movement. It's just really important that you recognize where you've held yourself back in the past and not allow yourself to make that same decision. Also interesting, so you have, for your influences, what you're focused on, it's the Two of Wands reversed. So you have, in your recent past, Ace of Wands reversed, then you have this, and then you have the Three of Wands. So you have Ace, 2, 3. So it tells me that you are at the beginning of this phase of being able to move forward in your creative world and feeling like you're able to take action and make those things actually work. However, there is some fears for you around, putting it out there, being seen fully and being seen truly. And the universe wants you to know, or what the universe is providing you, is not allowing others to make decisions for you, or not allowing others to influence you wholly. Really checking in with yourself and understanding what it is that you want. And with that being said, the guidance from the tarot is find what makes you happy. Find what makes you feel like that innocent, fun child again. I feel like it's been quite some time since you've had that energy and felt that it was present. But if you're able to acknowledge where maybe that energy is lacking and what you can do to bring that back in and celebrate yourself on a daily basis, then your outcome, you're going to be able to manifest exactly what it is that you're looking to do, and where you're wanting to head. It's just a matter of not allowing other people to hold you back or think that what someone else thinks about what you should do, that should not be held higher than what it is that you actually want to do.
Cool. I was paying attention instead of pulling cards for Jacqueline. Like I was saying, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Sometimes what you're saying, I'm like, wait a minute, that's what you. Then I get all caught up in the conversation. Okay, so
all flustered.
Yeah, Rosie said, thank you. I really need to hear that. Good. I'm glad you joined the show today. So I'm doing Jacqueline, then you're doing Jennifer, and then Martha's at the end. But I want to make sure, I don't know if you saw these notes from Jaylee. Yes, Mars retrograde, and that went direct today. Mercury isn't that bad. She said, I start a new job a week from Monday. My MC is in Gemini, and I am very happy that Mars is going direct. It's been a long retrograde. All right, cool. I'm glad when they give us feedback. And for everybody
absolutely
today, if you are able and willing to tip or donate, here's the Cash App and Venmo, and then Wayne and I share on whatever you tip or donate. A couple of weeks before the New Year, we were able to go out to dinner with our church. All right. For Jacqueline, starting with you. Expressions, express yourself. I feel like this is your yesterday. I feel like your expressions and the way that you were expressing yourself was affecting your life, and we'll figure out how it's affecting it in a minute. But for right now, I feel it's about staying grounded. So I'm going to say that up until yesterday, our expressions were not going or not being received in the way that you were putting them out. And sometimes that has to do with being grounded. If I'm not grounded, if I'm not centered and balanced, my expressions, my words are not going to come out correct. And so people are not going to receive the message that I'm trying to put out. Now, I feel, and this is why I'm saying this, that we were not completely grounded in it, because fear comes up in my tomorrow. And if we say things out of fear, people will not receive them in the positive, no matter how you think you turn out. If those words, and this is for everybody out there, if my words come from a place of fear, people around me are not going to receive the message the way that I want it. You can yell it, you can whisper it, you can send a message of pigeon, but if it comes from fear, it's not going to hit the right place. So stay grounded and be confident about it. Now, your sexuality is in your spirit card. This could represent, number one, not necessarily changing your sexuality, but are you comfortable in you spiritually? Because it's in your spirit card. Are you comfortable with who you are today? And like we said earlier, the only person that can change things around is you. So if you're not standing grounded and comfortable in who you are, then what can you do to change that feeling? In your heart, it's your body card that's coming out. So that's really interesting. It's my body and my sexuality and things coming from fear. So are you not a therapist, but is your heart not accepting your reality where you are today? For everybody watching, one of the things that I say in the morning when I shower is I stand in my reality. And I say that I think every morning because some days I'm very happy with myself and some days I'm not. When I am, everything's cool. Everything fits. I look cute and everything. I'm walking down the street and I'm sassy. But the days when I wake up and I am not in my reality, when I don't feel well, everything I do comes from a place of anger and fear and resentment, and if things go, nothing fits right. And that's where the only thing that feels comfortable is my couch, and I don't want to go anywhere. And this might be because of your safety right now. And are you safe? Are you feeling safe with yourself, with the people, places, and things around you? And that's a question that only you can answer. Like, are you? Oh, it's the chills. Are you really feeling comfortable with you and with other people around you, so that you can walk confident? So what it tells me is that express yourself to you and others about how you feel right now, so it can help you stay grounded, and your words won't come out of fear. Focus on your sexuality, on who you are, how you represent, and it'll help the way you see your body, and it'll make you feel safer with yourself. So what is happening in your life that you and your body are not connected? So accepting where your body is will allow you to connect with you more and express yourself better, and it'll come from a place of love, not fear. I hope that makes sense. So Wayne gets Jennifer, and then I'll do Martha at the end.
All right, Jennifer. So very interesting spread that has come up for you. Definitely some intense topics that the spread addresses. So I'm going to just start right out. You now is the Lovers card reversed, and then interestingly, current influences for you is the Two of Cups upright, which is the unofficial Lovers card. So definitely love is at the center of your energy at this time, and I would say potentially challenge with love. The card that's crossing you is the Queen of Chalices, Queen of Cups. So it would tell me that there's issues with being able to own your emotions, most likely due to this intimate relationship, and that there is a lot of challenge around how you feel and questioning how you feel. The theme for you is the Nine of Cups reversed. This is typically the wish card or the genie, where your wish, whatever you wish for, it will be provided even when it's reversed. However, in this situation, I feel like the way that the situation has played out, it's played out in ways that you've wanted it to, but at the end of the day, it has caused challenge and detrimental issues for you. There is a sense of recent past affecting the present, the Queen of Swords. So there's some type of communication, there's some type of mental activity, something that's been revealed to you through either your intuition, through others, but message that's come to you that has made you come to realize where your relationship stands, where your relationship is at. And with that being said, I know we kind of already covered this, your current influences, but this card also tells me that while there's challenge in your intimate love relationship, that there is a focus on friendship, and there's a focus on people that are there for you, and actually there's potential love in your friend pool that I think is revealing itself through this process for you. Another reason that I think that this is definitely a very impactful relationship that you're experiencing, that you're having challenges with, and or this relationship is coming to an end, future influences, is the Two of Pentacles reversed. So this really represents career finance needs being not being met, having challenges meeting those needs, having challenges juggling your finances, most likely due to not having the income that you have had in the past. So with all that being said, what you're focused on is the Eight of Pentacles. So you're continuing to work on what you know. You've built your experience over time, and I feel like this is both in intimate relationships and in making your material needs being met. But you don't have anything to worry about. You're really focused on, you've been able to build up to this point. You're going to be able to continue to build it. What the universe is providing you in this situation is the Knight of Swords. So, and it is reversed. So the universe is really bringing forward all of the negative chatter, all of the negative conversations, all of the negative topics, beliefs around relationships for you, maybe this relationship specifically, relationships for you. The universe is bringing forward the heavier aspects of those individuals into your life so that you can make better decisions around the people that you are surrounding yourself with. I feel like up to this point, people have been meshing with you. However, you're really at the point, you've gone through so much shifts and changes that it's not really ideal for you to continue forward the way that you used to. So the advice from the tarot is the 8, another 8 for you. You got lots of 8s going on, so there's abundance it naturally surrounding you as well. But the guidance from the tarot is being able to walk away from your situation emotionally. This is reversed for this spread for you, but what this tells me is that it almost feels like it's harder to walk away from this relationship, this specific situation. But it is the guidance from the tarot that you need to be able to do the work and know that eventually you will be stepping away from this and that it's no longer serving you. With that said, your outcome is the world reversed. So what this tells me is, even though your world has been turned upside down by this situation that you're experiencing, there is still opportunity for you with the world. You're stepping into a new world. So you're kind of stepping out of the one that's no longer serving you, and you're being able to step into one that is for your highest good, where you can be a fully realized person. You can be a fully realized person and not feel like you're being manipulated, or that you have to be a detective to ensure that the other party is holding up their end of the deal and being authentic and honest about their life and their interactions with yourself and others as well.
Cool. Hope that helped. We saw a message from Marcus here. I'm going to show the other messages. Shelly said, thank you. Rosie Olivares said, thank you very much. I needed that. Good. Jacqueline, thank you so much. Truly makes sense. We're glad it does. Cindy says, hello, new here. I was drawn here because we're adorable and we're so cool. Of course you were drawn here. I was wondering if you could please tell me if I'm using my gifts I was born with to my full potential. Well, we'll talk about that. Let me get Martha's and then we'll come back and do our closing and talk to Cindy a little bit. Martha, for you today, first of all, in your yesterday, it's all about the manifestations. Because it's in our yesterday, it's about the things that we're manifesting and the connection. How much, like, should I trust that I manifested the right thing? Well, only you know that, and only you, and I mean this you in the general. Only I know what I really want from life, from the universe, from God. So if you're not happy with what you're manifesting, let's change the direction. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same results. I mean, different results. So if what you've been manifesting, again, for everybody out there, if what you've been manifesting is not coming out the way you wanted, then it's time to change the manifestation, change the wording, change the direction, change where you're calling it from. Sometimes we're calling for this will make sense in a minute. Sometimes we're calling for our purpose in life from the sources that we should not be asking. Wayne said it to somebody else a minute ago. When you ask for validations from people that don't need to be asked, and we forget to ask ourselves. Second, stay grounded. Are we really staying grounded in what we want? And if you're not, then we need to work on that part. Is your health affecting what you ask for? And for a lot of us, it does. I mean, I have some health issues, and sometimes it affects the way that I manifest things. Should I let my health affect? It shouldn't, but it does. As I've gotten older, my manifestations have changed. What I wanted when I was in my 30s is not necessarily what I want now. So if you are saying, no, I can't let this affect my dreams and my goals. We said this earlier to somebody else. It doesn't have to change the whole dream and the whole goal and the whole manifestation, but it will adjust it. And that's when the universe is like, do you mind this dream in red instead of purple? And you're like, no, it must be purple or I won't be happy. The universe is like, well, then you're going to have to wait a little longer. So maybe just adjusting, and this has to do, I read it for somebody earlier, our standards, I think it was for Charlie. If we adjust our standards a little bit, doesn't mean you have to go from brand store to 99 cents only, but if you just adjust your dream and the way you see it, things can start changing. Your career is in your spirit, so there might be some career changes that you really want to focus on, and you're maybe not pushing it in that direction. There's also, interesting enough, there's the morality card. So is your heart willing to give up certain things in order to obtain others? And that's only a question that you can answer, but it's in your heart already. It's like, do I want to lower some things and some things and elevate one thing to put down another, if that makes sense. And the reason I was saying all this is because what you need to work on is, what is your life purpose? Our jobs are not always our life purpose. And I learned that after, many of you know that I was on disability for many years. When I went off disability, I had to really rethink, what is my life purpose? What am I really going after? It changed from one day to another. And Wayne was part of that process. He was one of the people that I would run to. Like, what is my life purpose? Sometimes our life purpose is not what our job is. Sometimes our life purpose is different. Maybe volunteering and then find that direction, or just trying a new job and going in that direction. Plus, I know Martha personally, and I know that she's always on the hunt for the next thing. But maybe it's time to step out of the comfort zone and out of that box, do something new. So what it's telling me is that manifesting something that will keep me grounded, that won't affect my health, but will help my career without messing my standards too much, will help me find my life purpose. So it's just about adjusting some of the situations a little bit. Just a little tweak. It's like taking your car to the mechanic and just going, oh, just, I need my tires. And they're like, you know what? You might need some windshield wipers. And you're like, okay, that's going to help me drive better. I'll take it. So maybe it's just time for a little spiritual maintenance. That makes sense? Jennifer said, thank you so much, on point. And Cindy says, wow, question answered. Yes, I would just love to sleep. I'm asleep but fully awake, traveling and talking to familiar and like 12 guides. Trust me, I'm not crazy. No, you're not crazy. Do you want to say anything about what she's talking about?
I did pull a quick spread for you, Cindy, and very interesting. I think that there is, I'll answer your question kind of at the end. With that being said, you now, 4 of Cups comes forward. So what this tells me is there's some belief with you around what you're supposed to do to fulfill your potential. And this tells me that it's something from childhood growing up, that something that was more so kind of pushed upon you, something where, this it's not necessarily what you would have chosen coming into this life, but you have, because you have manifested it into your life. And it's interesting, the card that comes up that's crossing you is the Hermit. So what this tells me is that there are beliefs outside of yourself around what your full potential is, whereas the tarot would tell you in this situation that it's important that you reference yourself. What is it that's important to you? What do you hold true? What is in your lantern of truth around your potential and what you feel that you should be meeting with that? And your recent past regarding your question too, there's the Tower reverse. This is more so than death, I think, one of the most challenging and devastating cards of the tarot, in that it really breaks down that structure. So what that tells me is there's been some type of event that's happened in your life that has caused this breakdown, that is causing you to rethink how you see yourself and how you judge yourself and your journey in this physical life, having a spiritual experience. And through that challenge that you faced, that's where you're finding the integration of your full potential with Temperance. It's being able to meet the physical needs and meet the spiritual, energetic, and mental needs as well, and finding the process of blending those together for yourself. With that being said, I'll skip right to your outcome, which is the Nine of Swords. So this would tell me that there are beliefs that you have that aren't serving you, and I do feel that you are very, very intuitive, and a lot of the beliefs that were pushed onto you when you were younger growing up are ones that are affecting how you display and put out your full potential. So with that being said, there's an opportunity for you to really go back and decide, what is it that's true to me? What's true to my experience? And what are things that I've been told that aren't true to my experience? And I would say, like, physically write those things down and be able to pull that and shift that aside. And through doing so, I think that you'll find that what you feel about needing to fulfill your potential was some type of trauma that you've experienced. And you have all of the gifts, you have everything that you need in this situation. It's just being able to acknowledge what is it that you want versus what you've been told to want.
I hope that helps, and thank you for finding us, and I'm so glad that you found the page. For everybody watching, I want to remind you, we are on Instagram. If you want to find us for personal one-on-one readings, this is Wayne's connection, so go to instagram.com/RWKII. For me, it's go find me at I am Daniel G. Garza, also on Instagram for personal one-on-one readings. Remember, we're here every Friday at 6 o'clock now. We've moved from 5 to 6. And actually, I feel like it made a big difference today because more people were connected than other times.
Busy, busy right from the start.
Uh, oh, here's a message. I've just been diagnosed with MS, and now I'm in a wheelchair. Oh, Cindy,
That's likely that devastating event. Yeah, that's my mother has MS. She was diagnosed, I think, probably almost 20 years ago now. Feel free to reach out. You, if you're on Instagram, reach out to me. I probably have some resources for you to be able to utilize too.
yeah, Cindy, and I work in advocacy, so if I have a lot of friends, if there's anything that either one of us can do, let me flash those links again. So you can either find me at I am Daniel G. Garza on, or whatever channel you're watching on. Send a private message and we'll connect with you, or connect with Wayne at RWKII, and we will be more than happy to. Yes. So please. Of course, yes. Anything that we can do. We're not just spiritual guides. We're also real people, and we have real issues. So we'll be happy to connect. Anything else before we go? Oh, shows. We want to talk to you about shows. So we've got a new show on the air, folks. Every other Monday. This will be not this Monday, but the following Monday. We've got Insightful movie review show. We're reviewing old movies in a new way, finding a new insight to it. In our pilot episode, we did Sordid Lives in honor of Leslie Jordan. The next movie coming up in 2 weeks will be Steel Magnolias. So if you watch Steel Magnolias, if you enjoy Steel Magnolias, come join us. We're going to be talking about some of the parts that maybe we forget or we don't pay attention to. So it's Insightful, movie review show right here on the channel you're watching. Check it out. Hopefully we're going to have Wayne on that show too. If Wayne just brings a movie that he likes. We have one last comment over here. Cindy says she appreciates it. Of course. Wednesday's a Kristen and Daniel show. And then Fridays, we're back here. So if Wayne joins me or not, we still have a show. So make sure that you join us. If you got a reading tonight and you are able and willing to tip, there is our tip page, Cash App and Venmo. And yes, I will share them with Wayne. So, any last message before we go, Wayne?
By the time next week rolls around, we'll be going direct with Mercury. And next week, hopefully, if we have a show, I will be much more prepared with the astrology parts of it for myself. I've kind of just been embracing the Mercury retrograde as well and trying to just let myself be instead of trying to push things forward. So, but, and for the next week, still just allow things to flow. If things aren't moving forward, if there's those technology challenges, communication challenges, know that there's a purpose for it, and that, coming into next week, once it goes direct, I think that we'll all kind of get to feel like the gears aren't grinding as much, and we're actually able to start making traction and moving forward. So exciting.
All right, I'm going to ask you a special favor. This is my sister. She just jumped in. Would you mind just pulling a couple of things for her?
Sure.
You already put it up. I'm going to pull a producer. I'm going to put on my producer hat. We're not wrapped yet, folks, because my sister's late, and we're going to pull a card for her. I'm going to call her out. By the way, I know some people have always mentioned about this painting in the back. She's the one that did it. This is an artist. She's the one that did it. This is my 50th birthday. So don't go anywhere. We're going to do a card for you, because I know my sister. So I don't know. And when Wayne does that, I'm going to remind y'all this is our channel. Make sure you go check us out. I am Daniel Garza and RWKII at Instagram. And, oops. She says I have a good excuse of what the doctor's. Oh, okay. She's got a good
Did you bring your doctor's note? Okay, so let's see. All right, so Nancy, starting out, you now is the Six of Pentacles. So this tells me that you're currently in a situation where I feel like it's more so you're providing gifts and time and experience to others, others who are less fortunate, who may not have the means that you do. So I feel like there's a caretaking aspect that's here present for you. And the card that's crossing you is the Eight of Pentacles. I get a sense that these two cards are somewhat a little bit at odds, where I feel like this opportunity for caretaking or taking care of those who are not able to sometimes comes up against what it is that you actually want to accomplish in your career and the things that you're building upon. So while that's challenging for those two things to come together, the theme for you is the Emperor, and it is reversed. So that would tell me that there's some type of belief, there's some type of person, some type of energy that's present in your life that's making decisions for you, or that you feel like is. I don't necessarily feel like they're telling you, you go do this, you go do this. What it feels like is a sense of this person, there's a belief set, there's idea set that this is the way that things are, and this is the way that you do it. And I feel like that is what is running kind of your subconscious and your behavior at this time. Past influences affecting your present is the Two of Swords. So again, I feel like there's been some type of self-restriction. You've turned your back on your emotions. You've blinded yourself to your own truth, and you're holding yourself back from being able to truly open and experience authenticity of the heart center because of that Emperor energy. So that if you think of the strong, harsh, challenging Emperor, those beliefs over time have worn you down to restrict parts of yourself. And I feel like at this point, you've made a wish to the universe. You've kind of put it out there and said, you know, I want to be free. I want to be free of these restrictions. I want to be free of feeling like I have to do things the way that I was told, and wanting to be able to do things the way that you want to do. And with this card being present in your current influences, that's entirely possible. And what you're going to manifest, or what is likely to manifest going forward, is a new career path for you, a new way to have your material needs being met, a new way to bring in more funds for you to be able to secure more of the lifestyle that you're looking to live. And I feel like in that, there's this opportunity with the Wish card to be able to say, you know, I want to change the way I perceive the world, and I am no longer perceiving the world the way that I was raised to, or that I was conditioned to through relationships as well. Internal influences, what you're focused on is the Queen of Swords reversed. So with that being said, I feel like you've been really focused on the negative aspects of your mind, maybe the negative memories, the negative experiences that you've had, and that's kind of what's been at the forefront. And what the universe is providing you is the Ace of Wands reversed. So what this would tell me is it's putting out the old spark, putting out the old flame of running and doing because of expectations. There's so many expectations that have been placed on you over the years that this is the time for the universe to say, okay, let's put that out. Let's put that out, and then let's start fresh, and then let's start you fresh and light you new from the way that you want to be lit up. And through doing so, guidance from the tarot is Judgment reversed. In a way, you're releasing judgment of the other person or persons that have influenced your behavior up to this time. And also, you are releasing the judgment from yourself so that you can move forward and live more of the life that you want to live, the way that you choose to live it. So with that being said, your outcome, more pages. It was just the Knight of Pages tonight. Page of Wands is your outcome. So what that tells me is what you're passionate about, you will be able to follow. And consider this reading, this message, even though you were late from the doctors, this was the perfect timing for you to come in and understand that you get to decide how you move forward. And you're going to be the one who gets to be excited and live your life more in the way that you've wanted to, and less in the way that you've been told to. So this energy is definitely present with you, and as with everyone, I feel like there's definitely influences with this Mercury retrograde. So just take the next week to really focus on that energy that I've kind of spoken to. And once Mercury goes direct on the 18th, I think that you'll find there's a lot of opportunity for grieving and releasing what's been, so that you can move forward and be more of the pilot in the ship of your life moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that, Wayne. Nancy,
Of course.
you owe me. You owe me. Making my talent stay later. For everyone watching, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you got a reading tonight and you're able to tip or donate, we always accept those. Remember, we have moved. We're at 6 o'clock on Friday nights now, so please join us every Friday night. Tell your friends, invite them over. We stayed an extra half hour today only because we're back from the New Year. But normally we're, she says, oh wow, I'm speechless. I didn't want to say anything because she's my sister and I know, but Wayne, right there. Right there. Yeah. I'll call you Mr. Hammer.
My hammer's the tarot.
Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again, hopefully next Friday. Y'all have a great evening, and bye.